high A with a 738 OPS.
Pop, eh? He's got pop, eh? Because he's already got just as many home runs as he did last year.
That's a good point. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 450 Dead Center channel with baseball stuff. Chris here with Daniel.
Nice job, Chris. Nice job.
Thank you. And we
love. Been a while since we made an actual video, eh?
Yeah, it's been a while. We had a game on Monday, which we lost. Sad. Yeah, it sucks. We would have done a live
stream, honestly.
Yeah, it would have just been a live stream. But today we're talking about Blue Jays prospects because we love doing that, and those videos get views. So we're looking over just the top 10 guys in the, in quotation marks, farm system for the Blue Jays, because it's kind of a poopy farm system, not going to lie. And all our good guys going into the year haven't been doing too good. So we're going to review it from 10 to 1. There's other guys on this list who are a little bit younger, you know, like Manuel Beltre. He's 20th on the list, but he's 19 years old. Well, we'll maybe look at them in the next couple years. There's a guy named Emmanuel Bonilla. He's in rookie ball. He's doing all right. But yeah, we're looking at the top 10. So yeah, start off with Hayden Juenger. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. He's in AAA now, Daniel.
Yeah. I mean, Chris, I was just looking at his stats. Last year he was in low A. Or sorry, high A with Vancouver. Sorry. I misread it. He was in Double A with New Hampshire, and then just made it to AAA last year.
Yeah, this year,
my bad.
Not the best stats in the world. He's 4-1, so I guess he does give the team the chance to win occasionally. I guess got a 6.75 ERA. His WHIP is 1.78. Opponent's batting average.
He is a strikeout machine, though. If you look at his Ks per inning, like he's got 53 Ks in 36 innings pitched.
Not bad. We like that, but we just don't like the ERA on this guy right now. And
I don't know if he's a starter.
Yeah.
Or
he's 22.
See, I don't know. He's young. He almost seems like he could be another bullpen arm.
I feel like at one point he will be. Maybe give him another whole year to obviously develop. It says his ETA is this year, so maybe he'll get called up if there's an injury or something, but we really don't know.
Like I said, Chris, the pitching is so hard with prospects, I find.
It is. It's
I feel
really
like out of
hard
any sport,
rate.
pitching is the one sport, like one position in any sport. Sorry, I butchered that whole sentence. That you just can't be sure on.
Right. Yeah, you can't be sure. But we're going to move on to the next guy. Speaking of pitching, left-handed pitcher, Adam Macko. He was a part of the Teoscar Hernandez trade. We got Macko, and then we got Eric Swanson, and then they got...
shout out to Macko, by the way. He's Canadian, so...
Yes, respect. How old is he? He's also 22.
He's getting lit up right now in high A.
In high A, yeah. That's not looking too solid. He's got a 6.38 ERA, 1.58 WHIP, which is a little better. The opponent's batting average is a little lower, but... I mean, Younger was doing that in AAA. This guy's doing it in high A. I mean, pretty good strikeouts to innings pitched, but it's not the best, honestly.
He's young, though. Just like Hayden, they're both young. So that's the only promise right here.
And his ETA is next year, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, 2024.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know how that's going to do.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. It might get pushed back. I don't know when this was updated last. But yeah, we'll move on to 8 here. This is Cade Doughty. I never really heard of him. He's a second base, third baseman for the high A team. So I guess he plays with Adam Macko. Also 22 years old. And let's see how his stats are.
Oh, we drafted him last year.
He's actually our age, Daniel. He's from 2001. Oh. Yeah, good for him.
Wow, yeah, we drafted him. He got drafted last year in the, it looks like, second or third round.
Yeah, around there. He's average in in A ball last year. Not terrible. Had a pretty good season. Hit 270 with a 865 OPS. This year he's got a 240 average in high A with a 738 OPS.
Pop, eh? He's got pop, eh? Because he's already got just as many home runs as he did last year.
That's a good point.
Right?
And what are his grades rated? Do they have those? Like his...
It should
you know how they give him those?
Here
we go. Power 50.
He's got a 50 hit, 50 power, 50 run, 55 arm, 50 fielding.
Honestly, he's like I gotta say this kind of funny, but he's like a very average MLB The Show player.
He literally is. He'd be a 75 like potential kind of guy.
And his ETA is in 2 years, so let's give him time to develop and see maybe he could replace maybe Whit Merrifield or Matt Chapman at third base, or Whit Merrifield at second, Biggio at second, Espinal at second. Who knows? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's enough said about him.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Here, Chris.
Sem Robberse or Robberse, also our age. He's from 2001.
Hey.
All these prospects.
What is
really...
it with our prospects our pitching prospects in the minors getting lit up?
I don't know, but he's in AA right now. Had pretty good year last year in low A and AA as well. He's got a 4.69 ERA, nice. 1.18 WHIP, which is actually really good. That's a pretty solid WHIP. But
that ERA is not nice, though.
No, ERA's, I mean, it's better than the other guys on this list. So
and I know we don't look at wins loss. I guess it's not that important, but he is 0-5.
Is he? Oh, he is 0-5. See, at least like who was it? Hayden Juenger or Juenger had like a 4-1.
He was at least 4. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, maybe just bad luck. But
yeah, it could be bad luck. I mean, I like to know his FIP if that's an option. But yeah, he's got a 55 grade fastball, 55 curveball, 50 slider, 45 change, control 50. Another average guy, honestly. It's just that's why he's 7.
All guys, I feel like that can, like they'll come up and they'll be MLB players eventually. If not, I mean, they're all trade pieces, really.
No, they definitely are, and I don't know. They got to start performing better, or else they really have no value. But someone who does have value on the Jays, Addison Barger, and it sucks that he got hurt this year because he was looking really good in last year. Like last year, he was fantastic, and especially in the Arizona Fall League. If you saw his stats last year, they were really good. This year, he has been hurt. I'll give him that. But the numbers in AAA aren't the greatest. He's hitting 237. I know he hasn't played that many games. How many games? He's played 3 games in AAA. Oh no, sorry. Did I do that wrong? He's played 20 games in AAA. My bad. Power's not really there like it was last year, which kind of sucks because he had a lot of dongs last year, but I think that'll come back once his timing comes back, but I don't think he's played in a while.
Like you said, it could be coming off an injury because in spring training and in the fall league, he looked really, really good. Like we were talking about this guy like he was going to come up this year, remember?
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, his last game was April. Oh no, he's in rookie ball right now because he's recovering from the injury.
Yeah, he just came back.
Yeah, his last AAA game was in April, at the end of April. But in rookie ball, how is his stats in rookie ball right now? Just to take a look.
I'm assuming, is he playing for Bluefield or is he playing for Dunedin?
I think he's playing for Dunedin.
If he's Dunedin, then he's 273.
Okay, that's not terrible. I mean, just to get his timing back, he has no dongs for them, but it's whatever. It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the top 5 now. I'd like to see Barger on this list. Looks like he dropped a little bit because of the injury, and he plays a lot of positions, so it's pretty cool. Tucker Toman. I like this guy.
We were just saying before we started recording that he really came out of nowhere. Like I remember him last year on the list, but he was always in like the 10, 11, 12, 13 kind of range. And now he's a 19-year-old in our top 5 prospect.
He's an 03. That's 2 years younger than we are, which, I mean, yay. Good job, buddy. Respect. He's in A-ball right now. He's hitting 241, 708 OPS. He's got 3 dongs, so it's not terrible. Like to see the power get up a little bit higher, but, not the worst. He does have 76 Ks and 34 walks, so I would like that to improve. Maybe flip that the other way. That'll be cool, but,
I think he'll get traded. I really do.
He looks like a trade piece. He seems like a Groshans, right?
Pardon?
He seems like a Jordan Groshans type.
I was gonna say he seems like a Jordan Groshans kind of thing. There's just so much middle infield depth in this top thing. Like we've already talked about Cade Doughty. We've mentioned Addison Barger.
Right.
We mentioned Tucker Toman. And then the next guy on this list, which I'll just skip here too, because
I love this guy,
Orelvis Martinez. Like
he's been unreal lately. Like his start to 2023 was terrible. He was hitting so bad. Now he's hitting if you just look at his last 10 games, they're unreal. He's so good. He's hitting 323 in his last 10 games. His doesn't have OPS on there, but he's fantastic. And he's got 17 bombs already this year. That's more than
his average is only 225 in AA, but that's because he was so bad for the first 2 weeks of the minor league season.
No, it's exactly what it was.
I think he literally got 1 hit. It was something ridiculous.
His only hits were home runs, and now he's actually walking. Look at that on base percentage. It's up to 332, and in the last 10 games, his on base percentage, if it loads, in the last 10 games, what is it? 405. That is a big difference. He's walking. He's striking out less. He's getting singles. A completely different Orelvis Martinez, and I think honestly by the prospect deadline? What is that, like September 1st or something? He could be up. When we go up, do they still do 40 man? I don't even know if they do that anymore.
Yeah, I think they do still.
Yeah, like he's got 60 grade power. That is like a way above average. He's just so good.
But even like we were talking about Orelvis, and I mentioned how bad of a start is. Look at his last 30 games.
Are they bad or are they good?
He's hitting 304 his last 30 games with a 419 on base and like a 600 slugging.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
When do those... Yeah, I see what you mean.
That's how bad his and that's basically the whole month of June almost.
Those games go back to May 16th.
Yeah.
So all of April and basically the first half of May, he sucked. Now he's doing really good. So good for him.
Exactly. So I'm happy he's doing good. And like we said, because we have so much middle infield depth, I could definitely see one of these guys getting moved at the deadline for some type of arm.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I like Orelvis. I don't think he'll get traded. I think the ceiling is so high for him, especially with that power ceiling. And we need power on our team right now. We don't hit dingers except Danny Jansen. So I'd love to see Orelvis up there. It says he's ETAs next year, so that'll be really cool to see. Number 3 is Yosver Zulueta. Another guy who's been quite rough this year, I have to say.
I mean, we were talking about him at the start of the year, Chris, that he was going to be the next guy coming up. You know what I mean? We were debating if we should put him in the pen as a bullpen arm.
I was thinking that. Like, he's got a 70 grade fastball, so he throws absolute ched, which is really good on him. But
he's got 40 Ks in 35 innings, which is not bad at all.
I do like the strikeout to walk ratio. 40 Ks, 28 walks. That is quite nice. We take those here.
He's just getting hit hard. That's all. Like
it's weird though. The opponent's batting average is 200, so it's not even like it's bad. He just must give up a lot of dongs. Actually, no, he doesn't. He only has 1 home run given up this year.
And he and like he said, his walks are low. So I want to chalk it up just to some bad luck.
It's very possible. Honestly, it is very possible. He doesn't have a baseball savant page, which sucks because I would like to see his percentile rankings. But yeah, it's up there. It's just his whip is high. Is that what you were saying before?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I feel like he's getting hit a lot for just singles.
It seems like it because, I mean, 28 walks in how many innings has he pitched? 35 is, I mean, not terrible. It's all right. It definitely could be better. But let's move on to the top 2 on this list because I know you're big on Brandon Barriera.
Oh, buddy, this guy looked like a stud.
Our top 2 are really cool. We got 2 hard-ass throwing lefties. Like, it's dope. And Brandon Barriera, I believe he's an 04. Holy cow, he's like a baby.
He just came out of college. He's not college. He just came out of high school. Sorry.
He's pitched how many games? He's pitched 4 games this year. Looks like
he's getting lit up a little bit in A-ball, but I'm just gonna chalk that up to just making the transition to professional.
It happens definitely.
Yeah, like this guy looks like a stud, and the only reason we got him in the draft was because he. I can't remember. I always get this wrong. I can't remember if he got an injury and shut down, or he shut down to prevent an injury.
I believe it was the second. He just had too many innings, so
they shut him down. It's something along that lines. Anyhow, but that's why he dropped to us so much. And I mean, first of all, the dude's got a nasty mullet.
Him and Bo on the team together in a couple years are going to be gross. I love his whip, 1.05. I don't know how that correlates to a 5.40 ERA. He hasn't even given up a home run. He's only given up 8 hits, so it could be just unlucky.
He's also only thrown like 13 innings, so you know what I mean? It's a very, very small sample size for a guy who's going to be a starter in the future.
Like you said, 13.1 innings, 18 Ks, which is really nice.
And he's above average in everything. Fastball, slider, changeup. Like, that's a 3-pitch mix right now. He'll probably get a curveball. Usually they'll develop something else, right? So he'll probably get a curveball.
He's a lefty, so we should definitely have a good slider under him.
Yeah, and I could just picture like watching him pitch reminds me of, like, I've said this before, reminds me of like Robbie Ray.
I was thinking about that. Even sort of like Kikuchi.
Maybe. I think he's more of a Chris Sale than a Kikuchi.
Definitely, yeah, I agree with that. If
you watch film with Brandon pitch, and his slider is such a wipeout slider.
It is. It's a good slider, and it's got a 55 grade, which is above average. Just like everything of him is above average. Yeah. But his fastball, I think, reaches like 98, so I think it should be even
very high promise in this guy. Very high promise for only being 19 years old.
Yeah, ETA's 2026. I believe was Barriera drafted out of high school then?
Yeah, he just came out of high school last year.
Makes sense. And let's go to number 1 on our prospect board here. Ricky Tiedemann, big dick Rick. We love Ricky Tiedemann here. He was hurt, right? I think he was. Yeah, he's only pitched 4 games. Last game was May 4th, which sucks because he's gross and we want to see more of Ricky Tiedemann. But yeah, last year, gross. Like, absolutely unreal. This year, could be better.
He went down with a bicep injury, so I think they're being pretty cautious with it, considering he is so young.
He's our top prospect.
and he's really the top prospector, right? So
yeah,
I mean, I don't think he'll pitch much this year, to be honest.
No, there was a case before the season for him to be up, sort of like what Alek Manoah did in 2021. But now that he's hurt, it's not going to happen. And I just want to see him come back, even as like a long relief role in the minors. Maybe not even a starter, just build him back up for next year.
Yeah, I think definitely it's out of the question this year for him to come up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely out of the question. Next year, possibly. But I feel like he needs to get those innings in the minors, and we kind of saw what happened with Manoah, right? Manoah kind of went through a rough patch, didn't really pitch much in the minors to learn how to deal with this kind of rough patch. Now he's got to go back to the minors, so I don't think they'll make that mistake with Ricky.
No, I don't think they will, and I mean he's probably at the same complex that Manoah is at right now, and they're probably building him back up the same way that they're probably building Manoah up. So it'll be really cool to see.
He's probably learning from Manoah too, which honestly, imagine rotation in the future with Manoah, Ricky Tiedemann, and Brandon Barra. Like, that's disgusting, those three.
Yeah, you still got Barrios and Gausman up long term, which is awesome. Can't wait for that. So, guys, those are our thoughts on the top 10 prospects in the JAYS system. If you think there's a few snubs on this list, let us know in the comments section down below. And with that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.